Okay, so I thought this would be an interesting way of doing this rather than like setting up a camera and having to kind of bring the grippers to the camera. I'm using my VR headset to just show. Right now, I'm just doing grippers. I thought about doing a gym tour, but um, there's enough to talk about with just the grippers. So I have them divided roughly in two. So I've got one set over here, another set over there that we'll get to. Um, this set is really the ones I use for actual work most frequently. It's got a mix of, it's got the full standard lineup. There's some RBs, some Grip Genie, some GHPs, and of course a ton of Iron Mind over here. I've got them all organized by RGC. So all the way up here with a, oh, this is weird on the VR. Do one down to, I believe this chromium is 237. Fairly even jumps, a few pounds here, a few pounds there. So there's like 24, 26, 26, 28, 30, so on. Then you get the 40s through here. One of the bigger gaps is when I go from 54 on the mark out. It's a dud cobalt up to a real cobalt at 162. I've also got actually two different nickels, one on the low end here. Oh no, that's actually one of the tributes that Canon did. This is a nickel. This is a 166 nickel that's just grotesquely wide. And then I've got a 146 nickel, so a little bit on the lower end. All the way up to 3.5s, the titanium, tungsten, 4s, things that I'll never really use, but complete the set. Then I've got a few chokers. I've got a 136 iron, 142 iron. This is actually a Tedding Elite that's adjustable. That's marked at both 155 and 165. It's got two different markings. And you can see this looks a little bit different because this is one of the chokers that Aaron Corcoran made back in the day before Matt started doing them at CPW. Sorry for this little bar here. I've also got the full standard adjustable set, including with an additional filed handle and extended handles. Then we've got a Silvus T-Rex spring rated at 120 and 140, and then a Triceratops spring rated, I think it's at three different places. I think it's 95, 105, 115, if I'm not mistaken. Somewhere along there for that. Couple of additional RBs. This is one that I won in a grip board contest for being the last person to post right before midnight of, oh gosh, a particular year, maybe 2023. But it's fairly uncommon, 280 narrow. It's purple, and my daughter Avery loves purple, so this is quote unquote her gripper. And this is RB180. Sadie's my other daughter. Favorite color is red. That is quote unquote her gripper. Then I've got this heavy, presumably like steel handle RB that I don't have rated. We move over here. Here we got the full color RB set rated that I recently got. That I just kind of keep on display because it looks cool. And then here is the more collectible area of grippers. So along the top, we've got a full Gen 1 set of GHP 1 to 10. Then there's a Gen 2 set. It's only missing a 9. And then over here, we've got the full double stamp set from Guide, Sport, Trainer, 1, 2. I've got 2 3s and then a 4 in the double stamp. Over here, we've got 2 sets of the stainless Atom Grip sets, 1 to 6. We've got the narrow and the standard, both on the standard mount. Some left turns, I don't consider them collectible. They just kind of break up this area because it gets kind of crazy. And then we have the Teddings. So I've got, I think at last count, 35 Teddings. These go from the beginner Advanced, Super Advanced, Master, a couple of Super Masters, and then I get onto the Grandmasters through here, which is a cool Grandmaster because it's misstamped as an Elite, but it rates in at 142. Another Grandmaster. I think I have 7 total Elites, including I think 3 that are unrated, one of which is filed. I did not file it. And then we go to 161, 169, 177. Yeah, so pretty stout Elite there. Super Elite at 183. This is a weird Grand Elite because you'll see it's not pinned. It's actually glued, and it's a bit of a one-off. So it's glued and it's mounted really low. This was made at a specific request from the original owner to Warren. You see it only comes in as a Grand Elite Spring, only comes in at 184. World Class. And then we've got Thor and a Galaxy. This is a cool little set. This is all hybrids from Advance through Elite, including this thing, which is wild. It's a 163 Grandmaster. You can see that it's super, super duper wide. Pushing towards that really high rating. A couple of the extended handle teddings, an Elite and then a Super Elite. For more teddings, these are the last couple. We have the M1, M2, and M3. M2, you can see, and then M3 that comes in at 192. And this is a weird steel handle Elite, I believe, yeah, that has very odd knurling that's only partially done. So that's just a cool one. Both unobtainiums, glued and pinned. Silverukov 150. I got rid of the rest of them. I didn't use them very much. And then this is cool. This is a one-off kind of GHP in that it's one that was raffled, I guess, off on the grip board. It's a 7. You can see that it has the Gen 1 stickers, but then has the markings of the Gen 2. So it's truly like in the interim between, I guess, when they started the American flag stickers, but when they'd already converted to the sharper bevel and thinner lines. So it's kind of a tweener generation. And it's one that the handle came off and Matt had to pin it at CPW. I'm going to keep that there. I think that's all of it. Yeah, eventually I'll do the rest of the gym, but at least for now, there's the grippers. You can thank that guy for most of it.